Hey everybody, this is Craig Cottle, the Director of Nature Reliance School and Survival Instructor with DansDepot.com. We're back on our series of Survival Q&A with Craig. So glad you sent in some fantastic questions again. Really pleased with these questions. So that's what we're going to do today. Glad you're with us. So we got all these questions from Facebook, and the first one comes from Robert A. Richardson. Craig, what is the best method in a survival situation, sitting still or self-rescue? Fantastic question. So by the question, I'm assuming it's a outdoor wilderness survival situation and not basically emergency preparedness situation. Personally, I think the best solution for any survival preparedness situation is to shelter in place when and wherever that is possible. It's a place where you're comfortable being, you're used to it, most of your resources will probably be there, and being able to shelter in place is going to be the best option. However, in any given wilderness situation, whether it's on a canoe trip, hiking trip, or wherever, you find yourself lost, which I have done before, then the best bet is to sit down and wait, shelter in place, make shelter wherever you are, and hope for the best that the search and rescue team is going to find you. Now you can obviously follow the DVDs, all the free videos that are on YouTube on how to shelter in place and things that we do there. Pay close attention to the signaling YouTube video that I did so that when you shelter in place, you know how to signal so that you make your situation better for that search and rescue team to find you. You can signal with visual cues, auditory cues, as well as, what's a nose cue? You can build a fire with smoke so that search and rescue teams can smell it. So basically those are things that you can do to help a search and rescue team find you. Watch those videos for more details. So the next question comes from Andrew Flowers from a good location in Central Kentucky. He's a friend of mine. He's come to several of our classes. Actually, he's part of a shooting club down in a certain section of Kentucky, and I went and gave a good talk on survival to his shooting club team. But fantastic family, good folks. What's the best way to keep your cooking pot clean? I hate getting baked bean juice on my other stuff. I don't know if he's serious about the baked bean stuff, but it is a good question. So first things first, your cook pot is going to come brand new, looking good, and you're going to cook over it over a fire, whether you got that on a backpacker stove or where you got over an actual fire, and it's never going to look the same again. You need to be okay with that. It's going to be a little bit dirty, and there's not a problem with that. You have two choices to getting it clean in the field. One is you take a scouring pad with you. Okay, scouring pads weigh incredibly little. You can take something as simple as steel wool, and you have that to utilize to make a fire too. So if you want to carry multi-purpose items, then you carry something like steel wool. I would just simply carry a scouring pad. It nested in my kit and everything goes together really well. It weighs very little. The other option for you, which is what I've done for years, is to find some body of water or anywhere that you can find some sand, put a little bit of sand in the cup and just wash the sand using it as a scouring method. Just a little water and a little sand, and you can rub everything with your hands, and it acts as an abrader to clean your pots. So you can get as much of the black stuff off, the soot, the carbon that's built up on your stove, as well as the baked bean juice, Andrew, to get your cook pot clean. Those are two methods. One of them you take gear with you, one of them you use what's out there around you. Great question. So the next question comes from Jake Martinez. How do you feel about knife owners putting forced patinas on carbon steel knives such as Moore knives? So patinas, patinas, I've heard it called so many different things, and so many people say they're right about it. I don't really care. But basically, patina, whatever you want to call it, is basically that film that gets on a carbon steel knife, basically copper bronze too, that looks like rust, because that's basically what it is. So what you want to do, and what a lot of people do, is they know that that is going to happen to their knife, and so they go ahead and do it as soon as they get the knife. I don't have any problem with that at all. Matter of fact, you might as well. So some people need to realize that when you get a Mora knife that's made out of carbon steel, or any other knife for that matter, like an Essie, a lot of people have trouble with this with the Essies. Not that it's a problem with the Essies, just they're not aware that carbon steel is going to get that rust to it. And so you need to regularly clean it off and keep your knives oiled. If you put a forced patina on a Mora knife, then you're basically just go ahead and doing what's going to end up happening naturally anyway. So my recommendation is to do whatever you feel suits you and your needs best. Forcing a patina is fine. Just be aware it's going to happen anyway. So if you want to go ahead and get it done, go ahead and get it done. But just keep in mind that on any carbon steel knife, you're going to have to regularly oil them so they do not get rusted and pitted. Now that's a problem where you start getting pits in the blades. So yeah, go ahead. We love patinas. Matter of fact, I'm thinking about go ahead and doing that with one of the Mora so everybody see what it looks like. And that way they'll know what their Mora is going to look like after they have it for a while. So that is the answer to 3 survival Q&A questions that have been submitted on Facebook. If you have any more, please go ahead and send some more in. Make sure you subscribe to our channel, Dan's Depot channel. Subscriptions to the channel is what is really going to help us out these days. So make sure you do that for us. And we appreciate your questions, and I hope to see you on or off the trail.